call's going to be recorded, so I believe David's recording now, so that's going to get started. Today is going to be a slightly different call for everyone. What I want to do today is just kind of alleviate some misconceptions about what our GPS VR lifestyle prospecting system is all about. I'm first going to talk a little bit about some of the prospecting techniques that I think many of you will know, but many will not know. A lot of people, when they see this marketing suite, get super excited about how great it looks and how professional it looks, and they understand. They get told it's a funnel system, and all of a sudden, first thing that comes to their head is, oh wow, I think I'll start trying to generate cold leads with this funnel system, because that's kind of what I mean. In the chat box, I want you to tell me what the first thing you think about when you think about funnel systems, sales funnels, all that sort of stuff, landing pages. First thing everybody thinks about is cold marketing and how they can generate traffic from Facebook, go out and buy leads and all this sort of stuff. Well, it is partly that, and the system was designed so we can prospect anywhere from cold to hot market and your warm market. But I'd like you to take away the cool and cold market. Maybe not so cool. Let's say warm, lukewarm market. Let's take away the cold and cool market and think about the lukewarm market all the way through to the hot market. When you start in a network marketing, affiliate marketing business, or any sort of business where there's any type of prospecting involved, and sales, if you want to call it sales, which we're not really in sales, but we're in the sharing game, you want to first think about who would actually be the fastest people to resonate with the information. And I'm sure you'll agree that when you try and generate cold market leads, it takes time for them to trust you, firstly, because they don't even know who you are. It was interesting, before this call, Dan said to me, I'm not real techie, and I'm going to call you out, Dan, not to sort of get you to, not to embarrass you, hopefully, but just to give you a bit of a feel for the sort of conversations I have these days. When I show them this system, they go, I'm not tech savvy. I'm not, I don't understand these sales funnels, and I don't really need it because I have lots of friends to talk to already. Well, you know what? That's the exact reason why you do need this system. Or if you have lots of people or you're connected to lots of people on Facebook, you need a system like this to share the business efficiently and become a professional in this industry, right? The problem is, many people who join this business, and you'll have many of them join you, who don't have a fantastic large circle of influence. They don't necessarily have sales skills per se, and they don't know what to say. They don't know how to present the business. So what we want to do is make sure that you become a conduit to the information, not the information itself. So don't become the message, or the messenger, I should say. Sorry, don't become the message, become the messenger. Share the information that is pertinent to your prospect, and the system was designed to help you do that. Does that make sense, guys? Is it starting to help you understand a little bit more about why we built this system? We didn't build this system to go out and become an expert internet marketer. We don't want you to become an internet marketer. We want you to understand that you actually have an endless stream of free leads right on your doorstep. You might be looking at me funny or listening to me and saying, well, what do you mean? I don't have anyone to talk to, because that's the first thing that goes through the mind of many people who have been in this industry, who've talked to all their friends. They already have had those conversations, or they've shared a business in the past, they they sit there and feel like the biggest challenge is finding people to talk to. Well, what I want you to do in the chat box, and hopefully everyone on the call, we've got 26 people on the call. I want you to just maybe, when you have a quick second, jump over to your Facebook profile or your LinkedIn profile, your Instagram, and find out how many followers you have. And I want you to comment in the chat, because I want this to be interactive, and tell me how many friends you have on Facebook. If you have time, go and tell me how many approximate you have on LinkedIn. And then in that same message, tell me how many of those people you actually engage with on a daily basis. Like how many as a percentage you might actually, have. I mean, wow, 18,000, David. Wow, that's amazing, right? I have 2,000 some odd friends on Facebook currently, right? That's how many people I have on my personal Facebook profile. I have probably 3,000 odd people on my my LinkedIn, and next to no one on Instagram. But right, I don't need any more than that. If you write down and don't be embarrassed if you've only got 400 people, unlike some of the people who Dan, 563. Look, that's a lot of people. You look at Maureen, over 1,000 friends on Facebook. But as I say, just like Linda said, 2% of them are probably the people you engage with on a daily basis, or potentially engage with you and your content on a daily basis. So what I want you to understand is that you actually have many, many, many prospects. It's just about understanding how to tap into those prospects. Does that make sense? So you actually, on your doorstep every day, have the ability to connect or contact, or sorry, don't have Facebook at no time. All right, that's fair enough, Alicia. We'll show you how you can potentially start a Facebook page, or if you've got people to talk to, we'll show you how you can use this system to talk to people. All right. Okay, great. So 1,783, 30 people that you talk to. So there's a good example, right? I'm going to call out one that we've just had in the chat. 1,783, 30 people on average that he talks to. So that's about 1,750 people that probably he doesn't engage with on a daily basis, right? So what we want to do is talk to you about how we can unearth some really good people to talk to. All right. So when I'm just going to jump over here, over to my screen, and I'm just going to jump to a different window. All right. I'm just going to change over to a different window. So hopefully you can see my screen in just a moment once I've powered up my Facebook. So there's a few things I want to talk about, and I'm just going to change the screen that I'm sharing so you can see what I'm doing. Facebook, there we go. So can you see my Facebook now? Just let me know. Can everyone hear me clearly? Good, excellent. All right, so I'm just going to go over here and just click on my Facebook. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple of places where you can instantly find people to talk to on a daily basis. Actually, I'm going to go back to, if you click on the logo at the top left-hand corner and it takes you to your news feed, first thing you may see up on the top right-hand side here, every single day, depending on how many people you have on your Facebook timeline, there'll be people that actually have birthdays. I'm not sure how many people out there actually send a message to someone or comment. What I would strongly recommend that you do, as you have the opportunity and people pop up in your timeline, they're going to be people that you may not have spoken to for a while. So what you want to do is you want to just click on send Bo a message. So here you go. Bo's got a message here. Happy day, brother. Hope you have an amazing day. All right, in the comments, I want you to just quickly tell me, why do you think I'm doing this? I mean, yeah, I'm a nice guy and I want to say happy birthday, but if I haven't spoken to someone for quite some time and I just pop them a quick Facebook message saying happy birthday, do you think maybe they may respond back and say, hey, thanks, man, appreciate that? It's about making connections. You have the opportunity to say hi. I mean, Facebook's even getting even more clever these days, and they're putting in, reminders of who to talk to in here. Say hi. You can actually start a little room, or you can chat to people, because it just tells you on the right hand side, it tells you who's online right now. It even tells you that their birthday is today. So the reason I'm mentioning this is that we almost have our own little CRM built into our social media right here and there, that we can reach out to someone. So, I mean, I'll use David as an example. I'm going to start talking to David, and it may be that you've put a post up. We were having a chat the other day. I was doing a presentation. I can't remember who it was actually, who I was doing a call with. I was doing this very same training one-on-one, and they'll probably tell me in a minute and remind me if they're on the call. But we had a lengthy conversation about the fact that they have an enormous amount of engagement on their Facebook. So they're posting motivational, inspirational posts all the time, and they've got comments, they've got likes, they've got all sorts of things, and and we picked up opportunities to re-engage with people he had never spoken to. So I'm going to show you. I mean, let's go to my Facebook. We'll just have a look. I mean, look, this is just a training. We're kind of trying to make it a little bit interactive so you understand where I'm coming from with this. But recently I've posted all sorts of things, and you can see here I had 33 comments on one post, and there's not that many likes on this one, but there's here we go. So we've got 11 people have reacted to this post. So what you want to do, if you've got an audience that know your face, they may not know you all that well, but they know who you are, they know your face, and you post good quality content, I would suggest strongly that you do not post GPS as your employer, not your business. Don't tell people that that's what you're doing. It literally, I've got my day job in here, right? I've got where I went to school, and I say I go to the School of Hard Knocks. Where I live, Paris. Make sure your profile is public so people can see it. And then instead of posting information about your business, don't post links, because Facebook doesn't want you to send people away from the page. They don't want you to go elsewhere. They want people to stay on Facebook because they want to advertise to them and so on. So the more engagement you can get on your Facebook. So let's say we post a really interesting one. So who do I know that's used VR, virtual reality? Even if it's just a question, ask a question and make it look pretty, or maybe not unicorns, but we can have a look, see what else we have. Let's see what else. Oops. What have we got? There we go. This is an interesting one. I'm not going to post it publicly, but let's just change this to only me, just for now. But if I posted something like this, and somebody comments down here on this to say, yeah, I've used it, it's an opportunity to take them away from your Facebook feed and go over to Messenger and have a conversation and say, hey, how you going? Thanks for commenting on my post. What was your experience like with virtual reality? Or you could comment and ask that same question back to their comment, just to start the algorithm posting your post. So for those who don't know, the more engagement you have with your post, the more often it's going to be pushed up the algorithm and pushed up in the timeline of other people, the news feed of other people. Also, what people don't realize as well is, before you're actually posting anything on Facebook, you should go through your news feed. So go over to your news feed and go through and look at the people that you most want to engage with potentially, and start liking their content. Just heart it, care, put a care emoji on there. Just say, what a great post. I mean, Corey's post here, I might just click on like. Andre's post, I'll click on like. I'll go through, and Jacques, where are we? We go and hover over it. And hopefully that one of the other icons love care. So we go over here, and we just could do, I don't really want to put that. What's this about? Anyone want to promote a game change? No, well, we won't put that one. It's somebody trying to sell something. So what? I'll just put a like there. So what we're doing there is we're actually letting the Facebook algorithm know that we're engaging with people. And once you've done that, and you go back over to, Stefan. All right, so we go back over here, and we post this really relevant content, good quality relevant content. Sorry, it looks like my internet is just lagging a little bit. Can everyone hear me? I'm just going to jump over to the chat, see if great, excellent, good. You can hear me. When we go over here and we post this content, our goal is not to start a conversation on Facebook. What we're trying to do is create engagement. So if we've done some 5 to 10, 15 minutes of our time going and liking and engaging with other people's content, we then post our post, more people will see the content. As people start commenting and liking, they will start becoming, you'll actually be able to go to any of your posts, and you can actually jump over here and you can see how many people have engaged. So this one here, this was a Facebook algorithm post that I posted before. 19 people engaged with that content. 37 people actually commented on it. So what you want to do is go back and respond, but don't respond all in one go. Respond to one, leave it for 35 minutes, maybe a couple of hours, go back and respond again, because what that will do, it will trick the algorithm to send it back up to the top of news feeds as well. So that's the first thing. So you want to share relevant content. If you're going to share articles, don't share just a link to that article. I'm going to show you another piece of technology in a second, which is really cool. You can use to actually share good quality content. You want to jump on and share lifestyle content. So it might be motivational stuff. It might be really nice personal content, just shows what sort of lifestyle you're living, that you're a family person and so on. And as people comment and like, they are then giving you almost a virtual hands up to say, hey, I'm still here. Let's re-engage. So if somebody likes your comment, you go over here, you can actually click directly on who liked your comment. And even here, it actually gives you message, let's message someone. So let's go and have a look here. Who have we got? So we go over to, I'm trying to find someone who's actually maybe based in the US, because obviously we are launching the US. So we can just hover over Ben Gregory. We can go over to his Facebook profile, or we can just message him and say something. I'm not actually going to do the message, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it up, and we've got the message there, and it brings up the actual post that you. So you might say something like, "Hi Ben, thanks for liking my post. It's been a while. What are you working on lately?" Right? So we could send that to Ben. I'm not going to send it to him, but that's the sort of thing you could send to him. It might be, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you going these days? Or, what have you been up to these days? It's designed to open a conversation, because this business is all about relationships. One thing I want to urge you to do is not send out links until the person has told you a lot more information than just, "Oh yeah, I'm great," and so on. And all you do is then vomit on them and say, "Oh, I've joined this great business." Even if they ask you, "What are you up to? What are you up to these days?" "I'm great. I've been busy. COVID's been hectic. Blah blah blah." Don't have the urge to try and send them a link or send them information on your business, or even necessarily prospect them right then and there. What you want to do is have a conversation, and every time they ask you a question, answer it, but throw another question back. How's that going for you? What have you been up to? So even if they ask you, "What are you working on?" "Oh, look, I've got a few projects on the go at the moment. I've got a major launch happening, but tell me a little bit more about your venture, or tell me a little bit more about what's happening at work. Oh, has it been challenging these days? How are you finding things going during COVID?" Have a relationship conversation, building rapport, and ask some really poignant questions about where, don't make it sound like you're interrogating them, but have an open conversation with them. Just discuss what they've been doing, where they've been going in life, and you'll get opportunities to talk to all these people that you haven't spoken to for years and years and years, or maybe someone you've never spoken to, and you've got an opportunity now to speak to those people. Does that make sense, guys? Hopefully it's starting to help you understand that it's not about just jumping on people. Don't go and prospect them immediately. All right. So what are some other opportunities to engage with people? Well, we found a few there. You've got people liking and commenting, and the more you post, so you don't want to post 10 times a day. You might want to post once a day, or maybe twice at the most, and maybe every couple of days. But make sure it's good quality content that is sharing value with your audience. I think Janet shared a great message in the chat the other day talking about this. This is something I've been working with, this philosophy, for some time. But the goal is to engage, have people engage with your content, and open some sort of conversation privately to find out where they're at in life. All right. So that's the first thing. So once you've actually done that, and then you've got to the point where you're having a conversation, you may be talking to a networker, you might be talking to someone who's just been laid off. I mean, there's so many people out there at the moment who are struggling or laid off. They're going to tell you. People love to talk about themselves. I'm sure you'll agree. They love to if you can ask more questions and use your ears and your mouth in proportion. You've got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. So listen to what people are saying. They'll actually give you permission to send information very, very soon in the conversation. It might take 2 or 3 conversations, but you may find in the first conversation, they've told you that they were working a business. It was a travel-related business, let's say, in network marketing, let's say, or in sales, whatever it might be, and they've just found it really difficult to do things. And you might just turn around and say, "Look, that's really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. But, I've just launched something quite interesting. If what I've just launched didn't have those challenges, would you be interested or open to have a look at what we're doing? We're launching a really interesting technology in virtual reality. Do you know much about that space? They might tell you, oh, tell me more. Well, then you can start heading over to the VR lifestyle system. So if I just go over, and is this content helping you guys? Is it starting to get the juices flowing about how you can start prospecting a little bit more effectively and not having to go and find more people to talk to through cold methodologies? I mean, everybody loves the idea of cold prospecting because they don't have to do the work. But this business will be so much easier if you understand that all it takes is having more conversations with people, having more relationship-driven conversations. People will open the door really, really well for you. They'll almost certainly at some point give you something to work with that you can then use to open up the prospect and so on. So it's very important that before you dig deep into what the VR lifestyle system is and the GPS marketing suite that we've created, don't get caught up in how you can use this to generate more leads. The leads are there. The prospects are on your doorstep. You have hundreds of people to talk to. Actually, you've got 2 billion people to talk to on your doorstep. Before I dive into this, let's talk about those people who are on the call who have already put their hand up and said, I don't really have Facebook, or I don't have that many people to talk to on Facebook. Let's say you only have 50 friends because you don't really use Facebook. Well, you know what? Type in virtual reality into the search bar in Facebook, and you'll see there's 38,000 members of the Oculus virtual reality community. Don't want you to go in there and spam these communities. First thing, I want you to look at these as opportunities to build relationships, right? So if you go in there and you look at these different things, so there's a few groups there. You can see all the groups. So if you click on this, see all the groups that have virtual reality. This is just an example. Don't go and necessarily join virtual reality groups because they may not be a great audience for it, but I'm just showing you that there are thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands of people that you could potentially talk to, and you can actually see how engaged these communities are. There's 70 posts in this community every day. So I'm just going to click on it. I'm not a member, but let's see what I can actually see. Probably won't be able to see a lot. Well, actually, here we go. So you got all these posts, and you've got 18 people who commented on this post. Let's have a look. So I'm a total wuss when it comes to horror games. Strong language warning. All right, it's great. So look, as I say, maybe not the community you want to go for, but look at this. If you can find people who are engaged with content on social media that's to do with virtual reality, do you think maybe they might be interested in making money from virtual reality? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm just giving you prospecting ideas. Go to comments. If you know that people are commenting on this, why wouldn't you necessarily just go in here? And I wouldn't do more than 30 new friends requests per day. All right. But I would be, careful. Just go through, have a look at who they are. Maybe even go to their profile, see what sort of common interests you might have. They might be members of other groups. The ones you want to find are the people who have mutual friends. You may not find many, but you can see there are people here. So let's say we saw Eddie, for example. I'll just use him as an example. You just hover over that and you bang, click add friend, right? You can go through and do that for half an hour in a day. And if you do that daily, you will start building an audience of people that are worth talking to. So the other opportunity you have is going to communities like Tony Robbins. All right, let's go and see what Tony Robbins. So you got Tony Robbins, his official page. Doesn't have to even be a group, right? So we go here. There's one there, Tony Robbins motivational quotes. That could be a good one, but I'll just go to this one. So what you want to do is you go down here and you look at his recent post. He has 1,700 comments on his Unleash the Power. These are people who want to further themselves, better themselves. You can click on this and load up every single person who has liked Tony Robbins post. And what Facebook often does is it puts people at the top of these lists that have mutual friends. As you can see here, you have all these mutual friends. You've got, let's have a look, see what you can find. You can have a look through here and see if anyone else that may have some mutual friends, or you just could go and find people who are actually taking the time to put a heart instead of just a like, because that's less people to look through. But you can actually have a look through here and see what sort of places they frequent. So you can go and check out these, make sure they're in the US, obviously, for the prospecting initially. Go through here, and there's all sorts of opportunities like that. So if I go back one page to that search again, we saw a community there, which was quite interesting, which I would probably suggest is good. It may not have anything to do with Tony Robbins himself, but it's a group of people who like his motivational quotes. I mean, look at this. You got all these people liking and commenting. You've got all these sort of posts. I mean, you got to look for groups that have good quality things. So if you have a look at how many posts, you don't want to go to groups that are full of spam and so on and so forth. But hopefully this makes sense to you. But if you don't have a lot of people that you feel you could prospect, there's nothing stopping you from going to Facebook groups and finding them. So, you know, so I just saw there was some people asking questions. Let me have a look what you've got in the chat here. So add as friends, but don't call when they accept. Immediately go love 5. Awesome. There you go. A great advice there. So once they add you back as a friend or accept your friends request, go and immediately go and like and comment on some of their posts. And even if you add them, you don't necessarily want to engage with them immediately. What you want to do is wait for them to engage with your content later as well, because as they see, and Janet rightly said, if you're liking and commenting on their posts, they're going to start seeing your posts, and invariably they may return the favor and at least like the post they see, and that gives you that in to say, hey. And the great thing about that is if you haven't engaged with them before, so if you find somebody who you've never engaged with before, and let's see if I can find someone here. I don't think I would have anyone on here that I haven't engaged with on my list of people to talk to. But let's say I just click on, let's say I've never spoken to Eric, which I certainly have, but I might say something to the effect of, hi, Eric, thanks so much for liking my post there. We haven't spoken since connecting. Really can't wait to see what you share. Tell me more about what is it you do? What do you do for a living? What are you working on these days? Just also, you could say all sorts of things just to open up an engagement and a conversation. So there's just a few tips on how you can build an audience, because there is already a ready-made audience on Facebook. You already have the ability to find out what they like, the sort of things they engage with, the relevant content that they engage with helps you to better understand who they are so you can prospect. But it's important to understand that it's about building a relationship, finding out who these people are, what makes them tick, so you can have that conversation to find out whether there's an opportunity. One of the things I always like to do when people ask me what I do is I say, look, I'm an online entrepreneur. I have several projects on the go at the moment in different industries, and then ask them, about them, and then they may come back and say, well, that sounds interesting. What sort of projects do you have on the go? Well, I have a VR project, or I'm a digital marketer. I do, tell them what you do for a day job, and you might say, look, I'm a nurse, but I have a side hustle that is in the virtual reality space. We're launching it into the US at the moment. It's awesome. But tell me a little bit more about what you've been up to lately. Then they'll come back and they say, oh, what virtual reality? That sounds interesting. Great. They're now asking you for exactly that. Does that make sense? So you can really jump on the opportunity to talk to them then, and then this is where you can then use the prospecting suite to engage with people. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that example that we talked about before to show you where you would go to share the information. So if you are logging into the VR Lifestyle system, obviously we've spoken before about the different parts of the system, but I'm just going to recap on those. So you've got the homes, the dashboard here, which has got some training initially. Make sure you download the app immediately when you log in and get this prospecting system. You've got your daily activity, shows you what you've been up to. Down the bottom, there's a little bit more information about what we call our mentor report. So you can see what your team is doing once they take on the marketing suite. So you can really see how active your team is. You can go over to your you can get to your sales funnels in here, your contact list builder, which shows you how to upload contacts to this system. You can go over here and I'll show you what that looks like. So it actually shows you how to import from all your different outlooks and so on. It tells you how to import your LinkedIn contacts and so on and so forth. If you've got your own list, you can upload a list straight here and add contacts in here. So, sorry, you've got to actually, sorry, I just got to get this out of the way. Check to send opt-in. Oh no, we don't want an opt-out. What am I looking for? Sorry, it's not clicking. Select contacts to import. Sorry, we have to add that somewhere. Where is it? It's missing a button here somewhere. I'm pretty sure there's a list button here. But anyway, there is actually a video on how to import that explains it all here. So when you're in here, you'll understand exactly how to import it. I'll come back to that on another training. You've got your getting started. So you have training on how to leverage the system to create massive duplication in the system. You have your contacts, a calendar, your notifications, which I'll come back to in a moment. But once somebody actually opens up to you and says, yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Let's have a look. So Janet, add as friend, but don't call. Sorry. Go to groups. Sorry, I'm just seeing if there's any question. Clue they are already interested in an opportunity. Yeah, absolutely. If you go to the right groups and they're entrepreneurial spirit, they're going to be interested in seeing an opportunity. But I'd still urge you to have conversations to find out when it's right to actually show them, because you also want to make sure that you find out what sort of experience they've had in network marketing, whether it's been good or bad, or whether they're currently in a business but they're not having great success. Because if they're not having success and you can find out what the challenge is, it's very easy to craft in to that messaging, that your conversation, that you are literally able to say, okay, so if I had a business that didn't have that challenge, would it be interesting for you to see? And can I share something with you? Yeah, well, very easy. So if you have that conversation with your person, that you can either go and click on send invites. There's a few spaces in here to send invites, or you can click up here, send information, and it will take you over to this section here. There are some really nice scripts in here to use to share with people. So, you can start your conversation if you're going really cold with a warm market that you want to have a chat. May I ask you a question? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to profit from the next technology boom? So there's all sorts of scripting in here. This is our 3-step rejection-free prospecting system. But there's also in here, if you have a look, the information that you can send as well. So there's lots of different places in the online version of this on how to prospect. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to send something from here so that you can see how we do it. So when we click on that particular item that we want to send, we can put in here, David Neves. So I've already got him in the system. We go next. We can ask for email and phone number, which I definitely recommend you do. But you'll notice here that these links are all coded with a tracking pixel. So let's say I go over and I'm going to just send David a quick message via Messenger in the background. And interestingly enough, Bo has just said thank you very much for wishing him happy birthday. So I've just sent David an email, and if we go just over to view contact, you'll notice down the bottom here it says that I created a send info message, and if David clicks that message, which I'm sure he's about to do, we may actually get a new notification saying that he's actually taken action. So David, if you're on at the moment, I'll just get you to click on the link in that message and then click on watch webinar and maybe just pop your details in. Okay, so we're just going to see if it pops us up a note. There you go. So you see here, he's actually now clicked the link, and in a second, when he actually puts his details in, he will actually come up as having put his details in as a prospect. So we can actually see this up here as well in the notifications. David Neves clicked the link, and if you click on that, it takes you straight to his contact details. So it gives you the ability to really sort of see exactly what's happening here. So does anyone have any questions about how you actually send information through the system? So if somebody asks, while I'm waiting for some questions to come through, there's actually some additional information you can send through as well. So if you want to send the VRLU teaser, you want to send the Pico G2 video, they're all in here. The Make a Monster videos, there's a system walkthrough video that you can send as well. So there's plenty of different bits of information you can send through the system if somebody asks for more information. Somebody wants to get started and they say, well, what's this prospecting system you're using? You can even send the system through to them. You can send them the training. So the home business launch plan, you can send them through the training section. So once somebody joins your team, you can send them the training on how to use the system, how to prospect and so on. So all the training I've just done for you now, a lot of it's built into our prospecting and training. So where are we? Okay, what do you recommend would be the first few videos to share? Great, that's a good question. So if I have people who have opted in that I don't know, first email as a friend type, then, sorry, first email as a friend type, then send. So I'm not entirely sure what you mean there, Linda, but so what do you recommend would be the first few videos? So I'll just answer David's question quickly. So there's a couple of different ways you can go here. So there are 2 landing pages in this system. So I'll just go to sales funnels. There is one which is your core video, which is actually a landing page that has the Mark Zuckerberg teaser video on the front page of the sales funnel. All right, so the good thing about this is it actually goes through and it shows the video where you have Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just going to turn up my volume and see if you guys can hear this. So this is the Mark Zuckerberg keynote that he did. All right. Nice thing about this one is if somebody clicks and opts in, so if I just opt in over here as Stefan and I just pop in Live Younger Lives, they've seen that teaser video, they're interested, they then go to Danny Bay's full video. This video has embedded into it a couple of, so if we go here, just see if I can find it. So I'm just trying to find the videos that are embedded because we have the VRLU video. There we go. So it should somewhere here. There you go. Has the Pico G2 video embedded into the presentation. And a little bit further along when he talks about VRLU, if I can find it again. There we go. In here, sorry, at some point when he talks about VRLU, it's got the video on VRLU. I'm just trying to see if I can find it here. Oh, it's in here. I've just got to scrub through it and find it. So my apologies, but in here it actually has the VRLU intro video as well. So you've actually got a full presentation with 2 videos embedded that are relating to the VRLU platform. The other one that you can share is this one here. The intro video is the 3-minute GPS teaser video. Danny Bay's version.
Of the future. Today. Well, now's your chance. Welcome.
Okay, so that's the second one. You can actually access those. Sorry, let's have a look. Be a second. You can actually access those. I don't know them. What shall I do? Sorry. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'll come back to that one in a second, Linda. So you can see there are 2 versions: a 3-minute teaser, and then that still takes you to the full presentation, or the slightly longer version, which is included, which includes Mark Zuckerberg in it. So to find those, you can actually send in here this one that I sent to David. If I find his message, where is it? Let me just click on it. This one that was sent to David, when I click the link, this takes us to I believe, yeah, this one takes us to the 3-minute video. So when we send info from, if we go back and we do it as the 3-step rejection-free prospecting tab, this one here, that one sends the 3-minute video. If we go to the traditional invite, which has some different peaking messages, actually the present one, not the traditional invite, we go here, you'll notice that it has the intro page. This is actually so I'll send that to David again. I'm just going to show you, I won't send it, but I'll just go here. This one should be the Mark Zuckerberg one. So let me just get rid of that one.
Now think about if you could participate.
Oh, I haven't changed it. So what I'm planning to do, sorry, that one is still the 3-minute one, but in the send info, if we go to send info, sorry, I'm just going back and forward a little bit, but if we go to send info and we go to present, this will soon have the Mark Zuckerberg version built into it. So just so you know, that's where we're going to insert the Mark Zuckerberg so that you can send both versions. I may even, to help you out, in the 3-step rejection-free version where it says send info, I may have V2, or I might put with Mark Zuckerberg as the second video or second version. You can do one of two versions. So it's up to you which one you send, but it allows you to send some really good professional info. As I said, don't be the messenger. Sorry, don't be the message. Don't tell the message or be the presenter. Make sure you're the conduit to the information. You're the messenger. You're sending them something to look at. There's a few reasons why you do that. And we're running close to the hour, so I won't stay on too much longer. But what you want to do is you want to ensure that you send people information. Even if you're the best presenter in the world, don't present the business to people. Don't try and explain the business to people. If they ask you for more information, you say, look, I'm never going to be able to do it justice. Let me send you something professional that you're going to be able to understand much better than what I can do. I'm new to the business, or find a way to not present the business. Make sure that you send them the information so they can review it in their own time, but make sure you set up a time to follow up to answer their questions. And I suggest you do that in a messenger chat with your upline if you can. So say to them, look, I'm going to send you this information, but if I send it over to you, when would you have reviewed it for sure? If you've reviewed it by, do you think you would have seen it by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning or 10 o'clock Friday? If so, would you mind if I sort of just add you to a chat that I'll answer questions, and if I don't have the answers to it, my business partner David Nieves or my business partner Nathan will actually help you and be able to give you a better feel for exactly what the answer might be if I don't have it. So the quicker you can get them into a conversation or on a call with your upline, the better. Where was I going with that? So yes, so basically, don't try and present, even if you're the best presenter in the world. I love presenting, but it's best not to do that. All right. So next thing I want to show you, and I'm going to just close these down. I'm going to stop sharing just for a moment. David, anyone got any questions while I just jump over and stop my video for a moment, and I'm going to share my screen. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Great, excellent. So I'm just going to jump over to the system. All right, so when you get the app, it's called Mobile Office Pro. You'll have all of the prospecting messages at your fingertips. So just like we did before, if I want to send a message to David, I literally just type in his name and David pops up there, and I click next. I can click on SMS if I have his phone number. I can click on Messenger. If I want to send it via Messenger, I just click on Messenger over there and it inserts the message in there, and I choose who I want to send it to. So I just search for David. Okay. If I want to email it, I can email it to him as well if I have his email address. And I can just click other and it will let you go somewhere else. If you just want to copy it straight off the clipboard, click on copy message just at the top there, and you can put it into any message you want. What's really nice about this, and David, I might just get you to click on that link again that I sent you before. While I'm just looking through the system, we should get a notification on our screen in a moment. So, are you there, David?
Yes, I'm right here. Which link you want me to click?
Okay, so I'll just go to Messenger now. If I go here and we go to David, this one right here, the last one I sent you on in Messenger. So I'm just going to get you to click that one there. See up the top of the screen, David Nieves clicked on your link, and just get you to put your name and just put David Nieves and put your email address in there and click on next to watch so click watch webinar, put your details in. I just want to show everyone what happens when you insert your details. Notification. So it tells us that David's clicked on the link. Have you put your details in yet, David?
Yes, sir.
You have? Awesome. So I'm just going to click over to David and we're going to go to history. So updated prospect information, and we've sent the details there. You can see you've actually, where are we? What I might get you to do as well is click underneath, if you scroll down underneath the webinar and click on become an influencer. Right. Let's see if we can, if I click on here. There you go. David clicked on the link, watch webinar. Just going to pop your details in here. David at testmail.com. Just as an example, you have a new prospect, as you can see at the top of the screen there, and it's David Neves, but it's David at Testmail. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump over here and I'm going to click on become an influencer. David Neves wants to be an influencer, which is pretty cool. So if I just go back now to that screen again, and I click on become a customer, you'll notice that it says up at the top, should say David Neves wants to be a customer. So I can click on that. Now I can look at the history when I call David and I can see exactly what he's done. So you'll see contact was moved to customer list because he clicked on become a customer. You can start seeing all the activity. So when you have your follow-up meeting with David, you actually have a conversation about what it is he wants to do. So if he wants to be a customer, he wants to be a customer. If he wants to be a prospect, if he wants to be an influencer, you have a conversation regarding becoming an influencer. So does that help you and help you understand exactly what it is we have at our fingertips? Prospect in the right places to build relationships. Use the system to share the information. Let the system notify you of where the person is in their journey, and then have a follow-up conversation with your upline to answer their questions and get them started. When they get started, let's say that David wanted to get started, I can actually go over to here, choose from this list and go to train. And let's say I wanted to send David this. So I'm going to send David quickly in Messenger. I'm going to copy that. This is actually to send him to his training. So I go here and say, here's the getting started training to help you get started in your business. I send that over. If he clicks on that link, it says here, David is watching the home business launch plan.
Ready to get started?
There you go.
Let's start.
So I play that. I click on step 2. You'll notice that it actually says David has completed step 1. If I click it again, David has completed step 2. He's now completed step 3. And David has completed step 4 of the training. And then he goes straight into his system. So that's really what I wanted to take you through today. I didn't want to spend too much time on the system itself. I really want this to sink in, that even though the system is fantastic, if you want to, like, let me just stop sharing. If you want to go and share this on social media, all right, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm just going to go over to the BizMarket, the VR lifestyle system. If you want to go and stick this on social media, right? And it's not my recommendation, but if you wanted to go and buy leads, or you want to go and, put this on your Instagram, for example, or you want to use it for prospecting activities out there in the cold market, don't get me wrong, you can do that, and you can create a Facebook ad, or you can create an Instagram ad, and you can go to your sales funnels, grab these links and put them wherever you want. What I strongly recommend you do, though, is track them. So up on the right hand side here, you see there's a tracking link. I'm just going to come back to the Zoom, make sure I'm sharing my screen. Can everyone see my screen? Great. You'll see here, you create a campaign. So let's say I'm going to create a campaign, and I say I want to have it land on the Zuckerberg intro. Actually, no, that will be the 3-minute teaser. My apologies. And I say Instagram ad 1, save. I go down and find Instagram ad 1, which is this one here, and I can use that for all of my Instagram ad. So, or I can use it for just for my Instagram 1 ad, right? If somebody clicks on that and opts into this funnel, they will actually pop up as a lead over here and show you exactly how many people have opted in from your Instagram ad. So you can use it. Don't get me wrong. You can use it for cold marketing, but I strongly recommend, before you even go near cold market, create a warm market list, because you already have one. If you've got an audience on Facebook, like many of us do, right? If we have an audience on Facebook, the first thing I would suggest you do is go out and build relationships with those people that you already know. So if we go to my profile, I can tell you right now, in my conversations that I have, I don't speak to more than 10 or 15 people a day on Facebook, but I have, let's see if I can scroll down a little bit further. I'm just trying to get it to scroll down the page and see if we can see how many friends I have down here. Where's my friends? They're down here somewhere. Here we go. 2,231 friends. And I think it was Thomas I was talking to the other day. Now I just reminded myself. Thomas is a great example of someone who's sharing good quality content and has lots of engagement. 44 likes and hearts, 28 comments, 5 shares. These people are perfect audience for him to just click on the audience and have a conversation. So I'm just going to finish up on that, give you a bit of a feel for where I think you should be going before you start cold prospecting, but use the VR lifestyle marketing system and the prospecting system for exactly what it's designed to use. Use it for that. That's the main thing. Just use it to build relationships, share the information, be the conduit to the information, not the message. Don't try and be the presenter. And that's it. Thanks so much. I'm glad we still have 22 people on. I know a few people have had to leave, and I've run over the hour, but I hope you've got a lot out of this presentation. I really, hope it's helped you understand exactly what it is that we built this system for. And yeah, I'm super excited for everyone to start using the system and really enjoying it.
Thank you, Stefan, for that incredible, amazing information and training. We certainly appreciate you. If you can let's show our appreciation in the chat for Mr. Stefan for an amazing job. And those are great nuggets, by the way, guys. Build connections, connect with people. You got to touch their heart before you ask for a hand. I mean, that's just okay. We're not. I've always said this, Stefan. We're not in network marketing. We're in relationship marketing.
Yep.
That's our business. We build relationships and we market through our relationships, which is, I prefer to do business with good relationships than with someone that I don't personally know. So it's just a great model. And so thank you so much for reminding us of this. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and this is recorded so we can be able to go back to it and rewatch it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the, and download it and also put it on our YouTube channel for everybody to have access to. So stay tuned for that as well. So thank you very much, everybody. Unless anybody, I'm going to go ahead and allow people, I close the lines for them to unmute, not to unmute themselves. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to stop the